Hello, good afternoon in Japan and in Asia. I've seen that a few colleagues, Austrian companies joined and signed up from our neighboring countries. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, guten Morgen, sehr frühen guten Morgen nach Österreich. Danke an diejenigen, die sich schon diese Uhrzeit einwählen. Thank you very much. So what is our plan today? We want to give you information about how Austrian-Japanese can participate in the Expo, how Austrian companies can make the most out of the Austrian presence, our amazing presence, our beautiful pavilion, how you as a company can use this space, the offer, this 6 months in Osaka to present yourself, your products, your technologies, your solutions to a wider audience. We want to let you know how you make use of the Austrian participation at the upcoming Expo. And I'm thrilled that today I have with me the manager and CEO, the head of the Austrian presence, Mr. Alf Netek. He's in charge of everything. He's the one who's looking after the construction of the pavilion, of setting up those beautiful offers. When you then visit the Expo in next year, he's the one who will organize your trips, your visits and everything. So, and he's with us today in Tokyo. He just came back from Osaka and he will be there soon again. So you will get the really newest information up to date from the progress of our pavilion. So I would say we start now into the presentation. 2 things only. We try to mute all mics of all participants. In case it did not work, please mute yourself. We have a Q&A session at the end where obviously please raise your hand and then we will unmute you. During the course of the webinar, you can as well put questions into the chat. We will pick them up as well in the Q&A session. So now you should get the presentation. There we go. And now I want to hand over to Alf Netek, who's here with me in this direction. Okay. And he will share the presentation about the Expo with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, from Tokyo. As you already heard, my name is Alf Netek. I'm the responsible project manager of the Austrian Exhibition at the Expo 2025. It's my personal pleasure to give you some insights. You already heard I get in from Osaka, so I've been on the site yesterday, and I'm quite happy to give you the information that we are directly all lines are winning. We are moving forward for the Austrian participation on the Expo 2025. Some small details. Expo will start mid of April, will last 6 months. The location is on Yumeshima Island. Yumeshima Island is an artificial island in the Osaka Bay. We expect about 28 to 29 million visitors, and up to now it's about 140 to 150 different countries participating in the Expo. The Austrian Pavilion was always considered to follow a motto. The motto is composing the future. Composing the future means we would like to use the knowledge of the Japanese towards that Austria is well known for classical music. To start with something which is quite important, that music may be used as a driver towards innovation. So inspiration and innovation, these are the main 2 concerns of the Austrian participation at Expo 2025. If you finally see the Austrian Pavilion, in front of this pavilion there's a wooden structure. I will get to this wooden structure later on. A little bit about the pavilion. Our architects BWM in Vienna, and we are working with our general contractor, mostly at the very moment, about 900 square meter of pavilion. There's about 220 square meter of exhibition space. There is a lounge, we call it the Austria Lounge, for catering and events. We do have a fantastic viewing terrace. I really would like to invite you for a sundowner on this very special occasion with a view up to the sea, and there is a lot of things to explore in the Austrian Pavilion. And the construction site, you see, it's based on 9th of July. In the meantime, we already have some floors implemented. I was on the site yesterday, and it was quite fantastic to see that the process is growing rapidly, and you got really a feeling of this beautiful pavilion already being presented. Okay, so let's get short in all, not too much details into the strategy of the Austrian participation. I think our key goal was to deliver answers for the questions raised for the Expo organization, what could be a future of society. So we decided to follow a rule which means prosperity for people and planet. And the innovations and the inspiration delivered by Austrian companies, by Austrian institutions, by Austrian academics is the way which we would like to present within the pavilion. In front of the pavilion, directly at the entrance, is a very beautiful wooden sculpture. This wooden sculpture, which is more or less a landmark. This landmark, this lighthouse where dynamism on innovation is 12 meters high, is a symbol for Austrian-Japanese cooperation, is made from local spruce in Waldviertel. It's produced in Horn, in Lower Austria, and it will be erected in front of the pavilion in Osaka with a lot of Japanese support. This unbelievable construction is 90-meter length, is built up directly in front of the pavilion. Its weight is about 90 tons. And it's more or less a very special cooperation with the Technical University in Graz in Vienna. As you may see in these small pictures out of the starting calculations, we have to face a lot of very difficult requirements to be built up a standalone wooden sculpture in a way which was never produced in such a production shape. And this wooden structure has to face situations like wind pressure or like a lot of different fairs to be accepted by the local governments to be erected over there. Some pictures directly out of the production, and I think this picture is quite important to understand what the innovation behind this wooden structure is, because this is not simple wood bended. This consists of mainly about 80 wooden patterns which are only screwed. They are not really cemented, they are not finally, they are just bended together by screws, as you see. It's being built up, it's being standardized out of wood, and finally it will get to this fantastic wooden sculpture in front of the pavilion. And as you may see, that's our team, the Austrian team. And from the Austrian team, there's the first part of this wooden sculpture, which already has been produced. And this is a clear sign that we are on the way, all lights are on green. And so it's an excellent way. Everybody is smiling. You say we're all happy that we managed to get over the burden to make this fantastic building real. And at the end of the day, it shall look like that. Just to give you an update information, this wooden sculpture will be landing in Osaka mid of January and will be built up until mid of February. And so if you touch down at the opening ceremony mid of April, it will be in the perfect scale. And we are at a very moment of time planning to bring this beautiful sculpture back to Austria for a review situation, because this is really a landmark and this shall be seen as a landmark. An expo is not only a lot of views to take, it's also an exhibition. The exhibition shall show the Austrian key points, innovation and inspiration. We are using classical music as the driver, getting people into the pavilion and leading people towards the exhibition. This is the first view in the inside of the pavilion. You see, this exhibition is divided into 4 different stages. It starts in the first stage in the welcome area, where people learn between Japan and Austria. Further information will be delivered by special QR codes, which are distributed in the presentation to allow the visitors to gain additional information. In the first room, this is now visualized by Friedensreich Hundertwasser, shall deliver touch points between Austria and Japan. So we selected touch points which are well known on one hand side and unknown on the second hand side. For the Austrians, this beautiful building behind is not in Vienna, this building is in Osaka. And I think that was finally what we would like to show, a little bit of touch points between those 2 cultures, because there are so many touch points between Japan and Austria, which will be shown in room number 1, which is dedicated to connections. As you see in the middle of the room, there is a piano. There is a piano, a very special piano, by the way, which is in the direction of the first piano which was donated to the Japanese tenor by the Austrian Emperor in 1869. And we now bring a new piano from Bösendorfer, from the same company where the Imperial Ring was donated many years ago. But this very special piano is also another sign of cooperation between Japan and Austria, because this piano is equipped with Japanese technology, with this inspired technology enabling to play this piano remotely. So a pianist in Austria could play directly and deliver the music into the pavilion in Osaka. Apart from this presentation in this touchpoint, this room number 1 is able to deliver live bridges, live digital bridges between Austria and Japan. The next room, which is dedicated to innovation, to people and ideas, you may see that there are musical notes in this room, and these musical notes transform into digital displays, allowing people and visitors to get in touch with Austrian innovations and Austrian ideas, which are offering solutions for the questions Expo arises. Next to a very nice digital selfie station, which are in room number 3. Room number 3 is our key touch point, where our visitors are able to play music together, to compose the future. In this fascinating multimedia presentation, which combines video, pictures, interaction, music, people are able to decide for a sustainable development goal they feel themselves most important for the future. And if they finally define the SDG we would like to choose, they define a special part of music. And now those participants in the room are able to combine and to compose music together and starting composing the future. And this will happen in a 12-meter high room with fantastic video presentation with its interacting delivered by an artificial intelligence with the input done by the visitors. And this presentation will lead into a final which opens up the heart, touching people, building up bridges and delivering the message that Austria is not only inspiration, and Austria is offering innovation, and together we will compose a better future. This presentation is very special, initially which is very special. Nothing in this pavilion, nothing in this exhibition is being remotely of music. It's composed. Everything in the music is composed. It's a very new composition by Austrian music professors, students, and orchestras. It's done by the Mozarteum University in Salzburg, which is one of the most famous musical university Austria offers, and everything you will hear in the pavilion is being composed and finally played by this Mozarteum orchestra. Additionally, apart from the exhibition, we offer in Austria, the Austria Lounge offers gastronomy on one hand side, hospitality on the other hand side, and may be used for individual presentations, for company presentations. You see a first screen how this Austria Lounge will look like. In the middle of this Austria Lounge there is a very special cultural heritage, a copy of the very well-known Osaka Bay, which is one of the last remaining views on the golden period of Osaka in the 16th century. This fantastic artwork piece is in Eggenberg, in the castle near Graz. Unfortunately, we are not able to deliver the original to Osaka due to the requirements of conservation, but we will bring in a very beautiful way, a digitized way to allow getting in touch with a special art piece, which is again a relation between Austria and Japan. This Austria Lounge is very easy to be restructured, could offer to deliver company presentations, could be used for having meetings, could be used for having art presentations. So this room is multifunctional and can be used in different ways. Additionally to our exhibition, additionally to the hospitality we offer, additionally to all those kiosks outside which allows takeaway of food, takeaway of giveaways. So there's a lot of things to be covered on the Austrian Pavilion. There will be a program which finally will run along the whole time of the 6 months of this expo presentation. The program presentation will be done mid-October, beginning of November. I don't want to open too much of that. One of the cultural highlights will be the Austrian Day, which will be May 23rd. On May 23rd, the Austrian Bird Chorus will give a very, very special concert directly at the Expo in Osaka. Let me allow to give a personal advice. I wouldn't miss this very special situation. This is really something very, very special, and even if the Austrian Bird Chorus is well known, I'm quite sure there will be many, many special appearances in this very special concert. Finally, I don't want to take too much time and offer you, after the presentation of Mrs. Schösser, to get back with questions. There is a lot of ways how you could participate. Participation is a very important situation for us. Please understand, I feel myself in the position to deliver a stage. I'm not the one who is playing on the stage. It should be the Austrian companies. It should be Austrian innovations. It should be Austrian institutions. It should be the Austrian federal states. It should be the Austrian academics. This is a stage, and the stage without the actors is not the same. So there are many ways how you could finally participate. There are many ways how you could act as an actor on that. One is more or less to use the Austrian Lounge as a location for meetings, for receptions, for events, for product presentations. There is a wide range of catering, there's a wide range of hospitality services, there is a lot of technical equipment available, there are VIP packages on route, so if there is anything you would like to do, maybe a sales conference, maybe a product presentation, maybe a high-class meeting, the Austrian Lounge and the Austrian Pavilion could be an excellent point to meet between Japan and Austria. Additionally, all of our exhibition is based on digital. We are using a high-class OpenCMS system, so we allow digital signage in different ways. You could play your presentations, you could play advertising, you could play digital signages on the different kind of presentations within our exhibition. There's a lot of ways how you could present digital content within the exhibition and the Austrian participation. Finally, we already built up some partnership offers. There is gold, silver, and bronze, which enables you to get not only as an esteemed pavilion partner, but also to use the opportunities of getting your product, your brand, your products within the Austrian Pavilion and within the Austrian participation. So, generally speaking, I think this is an excellent opportunity if you would like to get in touch with the Japan market, or there are so many ways how you could participate, and I really would like to ask you to use this opportunity, because Austria is a fantastic country. We are presenting so many unbelievable solutions, innovations, ideal people, companies, and that's an excellent opportunity to use this point of touch where global people meet, and within the 6 months, this could be your opportunity to present your idea, your product, not only to Japan, but also to the globe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think one thing we should add here now, there is still the call for innovation, so, right? Yeah. Maybe you want to point this out.
Thank you. Call for innovation. Excellent idea. As you already saw in my presentation, in room number 2, we are presenting ideas. And ideas means we are doing a lot of a list of innovation which will be presented to the visitors, and we open the call for innovation. So if you think that your product, your idea, your inspiration is worth being seen in the Austrian participation on Expo 2025, then please use the opportunity, file in your idea, file in your innovation, easily on our homepage, expoaustria.at, and you may file in your innovation. There will be a jury. The jury will vote for those innovations which will be presented in the Austrian Pavilion during the whole 6 months. That's an excellent idea without a lot of efforts to present your innovation in Japan and to a global public. This call for innovation is open until mid of September. I think it's September 15th. So use the opportunity, touch our home base, and just file in your innovation. And if there are questions, please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you. And one more thing. Alf Netek explained to you or presented the possibilities how you can make use, like you saw Austria Lounge, the digital signage. There is as well a flyer in German and English available in German on the web page, Expo Austria. We have an English version. So if there is more details about as well how you can use the signage, how you can use it as a marketing opportunity. So I think after the webinar, we will send out the video of this webinar to all participants, and we will as well add a PDF version of the offer for all Austrian companies and their partners. Which brings me to something I forgot to say at the start of this webinar, as we all invite you to hand in questions, to join them as well with your camera in the Q&A sessions. I want to say we are recording this webinar. So Until now, it was only Alf and me who were talking, but in case you want to ask a question or you don't want to be on the screen when you pose your questions, you can always send us an email afterwards as well. We started the idea of this webinar to inform Austrian subsidiaries in Japan about this expo offer, because we did on June 19th. We did the kind of same webinar in Germany and Austria for the Austrian companies, but we thought we should as well inform the subsidiaries of Austrian companies in Japan about this offer, because sometimes the people on the ground might have even more enthusiasm or are more enthusiastic about being part of the expo, as expo is everywhere here in this country, as you see. So that's why we thought we do this as well in English. And at one point we figured out it's important for Austrian companies with subsidiaries in Japan, but we broadened the audience. That's why I'm very happy when I saw the registrations for this webinar coming in. Austrian subsidiaries in Australia, in Japan, in Korea, because you might know how important the expo is, what kind of sign it gives all over Asia, because we think, and that's what the organizers think and assume, that the majority of participants will be from Asia, mostly Japanese, but as well visitors from Asian neighboring countries. That's why I put in a few of our standard presentation. Why do we, as well as the Chamber of Commerce, take part in this amazing project together with the Ministry of Labour and Economy? Because Austria depends heavily on export. Here, a few numbers. More than 50% of our economic output depend on exports. And we see how many jobs are dependent on exports. So that's why we think the export is a beautiful example, but I'm sure it will have a more lasting implication on Austrian exports globally. So here you see already a bit the forecast. We think Austrian exports are growing. Obviously, 2022, 21, we had a bit hard time, but we are progressing. And there you see which are the most important partners for Austrian exporting companies, like for you. And you see, I will look, if we take Asia and Australia, Oceania together, we have almost 9%, which is, I think, a very good number. But I'm sure in 2026, it will become a bigger figure. There you see the top export markets of Austria last year. Those are already the final numbers, if I'm correct. At the moment, there's no Asian country in there. I know we have 1 or 2 participants from China. I know a few years ago there was still China amongst the top 10 destinations for Austrian exports. At the moment, it's no longer, but let's see what happens. And what are we, what are you exporting? This is a global view. It's mechanical engineering, it's chemical products, it's iron, steel, the vehicles. And that's as well a good, I think, image of what Alf Netek said, what we want to present in the Austrian Pavilion. Yes, it's tradition, it's culture. That's how we welcome the guests, the visitors, but then we want to show them what Austria, what you offer, R&D, machinery, and as well know-how, and what products that have been developed. And that's why we still ask you, have a look at this call for innovation, because I'm sure a lot of you might have just the thing, the technology, the solution that should be presented at the expo to give a general picture, to show everything Austria has to offer. And there you have, once again, the export destinations last year. Here you have it with numbers. Asia, we look most on that side at the moment, Asia, Australia, Oceania, but obviously there's a lot more where we can succeed. One thing that I think that's as well very important for the expo is our service exports. And there, when I now talk briefly as well about Japan, we had last year almost 50% growth of export of services to Japan. Obviously, COVID time after the pandemic, our service exports took a hit, but now they're up again. And yes, tourism is a big number, but if you compare it, about 28% global of our service exports are tourism, but then you have corporate services, you have transport, you have telecommunications and IT. And I think it's, again, those companies, startups, big ones with long history, there are technologies, there's innovation behind it. There's this ingenuity behind it, which should be presented at the upcoming expo. Within the expo taking place in Japan, that's why we had as well a few pictures of also the bilateral trade relations between Austria and Japan. For all the participants from Japan, I don't want to show this slide. I use it normally when I talk to Austrians about Japan. There are a lot of differences, but I then try to take all your eyes down to the last number when you look at R&D expenditure as percentage of GDP. There, Austria and Japan, we have something in common. And for those, I think that you might be from the wood, forest, timber industry, and another thing that combines Austria and Japan, where we have something in common, is the land mass. How little of our land mass can be used for construction, for housing, because we share history and we share something which is forestry, wood, and as well the mountains. So that's something we can combine as well. And that's one story. We heard about the beautiful Austrian wooden structure, then we talk wood, forestry, timber, construction industry, and that will be as well one of the focus industries of the Austrian presence at the Expo. Where do we see Japan as a future market? You have here a few numbers. There we have the export figures for last year, 2023. It's our first most important trading partner overseas, the second most important in Asia. If you look above all the international, the importance of Japan, when you look at R&D with international patents and developments, robotics and new ways of work combined with robotics and demographics, I think we have a lot of knowledge to share where Austria can learn from Japan and the other way around. And we want to make sure that we use the Expo, the Austrian presence, the global view on Japan to deepen our ties economically, culture, R&D, and science. There is the development of Austrian exports to Japan. Last year, we were a bit below zero, no positive export growth, but we see in general it's going upwards, and I'm positive about that. There you see what Austria exports to Japan. I think it's a very good picture of the Austrian industry, of our main industries that keep the Austrian economy growing. And there we have, again, a lot of R&D, a lot of technology. And that's why we think there are still a lot of Austrian companies who have solutions that should be presented at the upcoming Expo. There we have 10 topics, branches, themes, where we will focus on, in particular, in the coming months. Where do those 10 topics come from? It's our road to Expo. At the end, I will show you a screenshot. The Austrian Chamber of Commerce, together with partners, ADVANTAGE AUSTRIA, the Alf Netek Austria, we started already last year a new program, an initiative called the Road to Expo, because we think, yes, the Expo, it's a major event, it's 6 months, but it's not only the Expo, it's the time leading up to the Expo where we want to give you more opportunities to present your solutions, your technologies, you know how to Japanese customers and partners. And we want to make lasting impact that lasts after the Expo. And those are the 10 topics we identified. This is something for all our participants who are based in Japan. Once a year, we do the Austrian Chamber, ADVANTAGE Austria does a survey of all our subsidiaries all over the world. How do you feel? How is your business going? And this, I think, the last one was done in October 2020. In the summer and October 2022. Those are the results. That's why we call 2023, because it came out in the beginning of 2023. And this is how Austrian companies feel about the business environment in Japan. And all of you who are part of the Austrian business community in Japan, please be prepared. You will soon get an invitation for the next survey. And as we said, it's not only Austria and Japan. So I took a screenshot. There's as well a global report about how the subsidiaries of Austrian companies feel in general. And there, if you look on the left screen, there is Japan and South Korea, and you see that it has improved or will improve. So we are quite on the positive side. Southeast Asia is the same, so I think we are on the right way. And this is a summary of pictures of events our office here together with you and with Alf and the Expo team did. That's only from the last 12 months. And just to show you where we are, how we can support you, even probably besides the Expo. And I love the picture on top in the middle. That was the groundbreaking ceremony. of the Austrian Pavilion in Osaka. Obviously, we're doing a lot more. That's a screenshot of our Austrian website page. What are the next upcoming events for all the Austrian companies in Japan? Please mark already August 13th is the end of summer reception. We do on the 30th of August. Then we continue with mobility, last mile solutions in Japan. It's a webinar. Later on, there will be as well a Zukunftsreise, a fact-finding mission, a mission of the future about mobility in Japan and China. We do a lot with artificial intelligence. We focus on biotech, on pharmaceuticals. There's a lot more going on. Visit our webpage, and all of those of you who are based in Japan, you hopefully registered and are a member of the Austrian Business Council. Then you get regular updates by email. That's the last one I was talking about, Road to Expo. That's our program started already back in 2023 till the end of the Expo and beyond. I've explained to you where does the motto, the theme, Composing the Future Together come from. And those are, again, the 10 themes and topics you saw beforehand. On the other screen, I do apologize. This is a publication we only have in German. That's why the screenshots are in German. This is a brochure available online. When we send you the recording of this webinar, we will send you the link to this publication as well. As I said, unfortunately, German only, but maybe you want to share it with your headquarters in Austria. But just to point out once again, after having a deeper look at what's going on in Japan, developments in society, but as well in the business sphere, you have geopolitics in there, you have demographic changes, and looking at where Austria is good, where we have something to offer. That's how we came up with those 10 topics, and we will focus in the next coming months and years on those things. So that's actually all from our side. So now we have 2 possibilities for Q&A. If there are some questions in the chat, if some of our participants put questions in the chat, we will have a look at them right now. No, there are no questions in the chat room yet. Does anyone want to pose the questions right now? And please use the function raise your hands, and then we will unmute you and obviously give as well your camera free that you could pose your questions directly. Alternatively, if somebody does not want to put a question here, you can always send us emails and we will get back to you in the coming days. And we will then split up Alf and his team and Außenwirtschaft Center here, ADVANTAGE Austria Tokyo. We will then find answers for you. Alf, you want to join me here?
Yes, it's my question.
So then I would say if there are no questions at the moment, anything else you want to add at the moment?
No, I think it's a big opportunity. I already mentioned that if there is anything you would like to know, use the traditional mail, whatever, call, and we are more than happy to answer your question. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for your support, and hope to see you in Osaka in 200 and whatever, 84 days, somewhere there. Yeah.
Sorry, 2 more things I forgot. I have to make some advertisement for, no, please stay here.
Okay.
Upcoming events. I mentioned the end of summer reception end of August here in Tokyo. And as I've mentioned, there will be a lot of delegations visiting the Expo from all provinces of Austria. All the Bundesländer will come with at least 1 official delegation. So maybe your headquarters, your colleagues back home will want to join one of those delegations. We are all together at the moment trying to find when and where they will come. Obviously, everyone will visit Osaka, but as well different locations, maybe Tokyo, or if there is a partnership agreement with a prefecture in Japan, we highly suggest this, and there will be a lot of opportunities for all of you to meet. And we all are aware of the concept of Austria Connect, the conference of the Austrian subsidiaries abroad. We had one here in Tokyo, and I just want to point out in September 2025, there will be something big happening for the first time. ADVANTAGE Austria, the Außenwirtschaft Austria, we do an Asia Connect. all our offices in Asia will be involved. All our colleagues, all wirtschaftsdelegierte trade commissioners will come to Japan. It will most probably happen in Tokyo or somewhere else. Unfortunately, not Osaka, because that's a resources question. But it might be the second half of September. We're trying to finalize the spots and the date. Please keep in mind there will be an Austria Connect coming in the second half of September in 2025. And there will be a big Asia Day at the beginning of December in Austria, in Vienna, a conference day dedicated to Asia. This is something for the headquarters. Oh, so we have one question. Can you put marketing material there?
I think you always should keep in mind there are 2.2 to 2.5 million people run through the pavilion. The average time of people in the pavilion is between 8 and 12 minutes. So if you really would like to address the mass visitors, I would suggest stay on digital media, stay on QR codes, deliver a landing page for them that's much better than paper, that's much better than leaflets, that's much better than brochures. Nobody is interested on an expo to take a lot of paperwork with him, because you have to run around the whole day. I think it's not really worth to do this way. There is a lot of digital alternatives. I will start doing some QRs, some videos, some presentation, and if people are interested in, offer them something special for Japan on a landing page. We could do a lot of things like special presentation of QR codes, but I don't want paperwork in the pavilion because it doesn't finally fit into our concept. And on the other hand side, I'm a marketer since, I would say, nearly 60 years. To be honest, I don't want to stay on paper for an expo. I think this is not the way how you should address your potential interest and your potential customers.
We check if there's another question coming in, but not at the moment. So then, I guess that was all from us. Thank you so much for joining us today on a Monday afternoon. And thanks to all the people who joined in from Austria at 7 o'clock on a Monday morning. You earned the prize. And as I said, we will have a recording of this webinar, and we will get this in a few days per email, including all the information we mentioned before.
And thank you for the staff making this webinar happy and ready and calm. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Schönen Tag noch. Wiederschauen.